Our topic here tonight is about Prophet Ibrahim. Whatever we do in the Hajj, we follow the tradition of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Like example, the Kaaba built by the Prophet Ibrahim. The Tawaf, it's also the practice of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. And the Sa'i in between the Safa and Marwa mountains, it is the way of the Prophet Ibrahim's wife, Hagar. She is the one running between the two mountains. And when we go for the Jamrat, the Mina, we throw the stone to the shaitan on 3 different places. It is also the sunnah of the Prophet Ibrahim. When he was about to sacrifice his son Ismail, the shaitan come to him in 3 places and stop him to do the sacrifice. And every time the Prophet Ibrahim, he throw the 7 stones to shaitan to eliminate him. So we practice this sunnah, and we also throw the stones 3 times in different places, Jamratul Asghar, Jamratul Awsat, and Jamratul Kubra. We throw the stone to follow the practice of the Prophet Ibrahim, and it is also the part of the Hajj. And Prophet Ibrahim, he did not stop to sacrifice. Even shaitan tried to stop him. Then finally he wanted to sacrifice his son Ismail. Then Allah sent the sheep from the sky, from this paradise, and he slaughtered the sheep. And that sheep was tradition, and then we are doing that tradition after the Hajj, next day of the Hajj. On Friday, that will be the 9th of Zulhijjah, that will be the day of the Hajj. And on the 10th of Zulhijjah is a day of sacrifice. When Prophet Ibrahim, he sacrificed, he was about to sacrifice his son, then Allah sent the sheep, tupa, and he sacrificed the tupa. And that becomes the tradition now. All the Muslims, we slaughter the cows, goats, camels, sheep and goat for the sake of Allah to follow the tradition of Prophet Ibrahim. So it is a misconception that Muslims have a different religion. It is not true. We Muslims have the same religion of Prophet Ibrahim. There is no changes, except some additional commands of Allah. But the religion of Abraham was not amended, was not changed. And even the Prophet ﷺ, he used to say, I follow the religion of my father Ibrahim. Millad abikum Ibrahima Hanifa. And if you read these verses I read in the Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَقَالُوا كُونُوا هُودًا أَوْ نَصَارَى تَهْتَدُوا قُلْ بَلْ مِلَّةَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ حَنِيفًا وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And they said, be a Jew or a Christian, then you will be guided. And Allah said, nay, say to them, nay, but the religion of Abraham, who was monotheist, who worship only one God. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And he was not among the polytheists. Like the Christians today, they worship idols, they worship Jesus, they worship the saint and people, the human beings they worship. They worship the animals, they worship the statues. So they are committing shirk and they are mushrikeen. But Allah said, the Prophet Ibrahim was not mushrikeen. He was not idol worshipper. Rather, he was the one who break the idols. And it is against the human dignity that he make the idols with his own hands and he worship them. And he bow down to them. It is against the dignity of the human being. The dignity of the human being, he worship the God who created him. But the people who worship the gods which they are the one created and they are going against their own dignity, they are insulting their own selves. Prophet Abraham was born in Babylon, which is the part of Iraq today. And then he preached to his people about one God. He destroyed the idols. People did not follow him. He migrated to Jerusalem, Palestine. And his wife Sarah has no son. Then he was commanded by Allah that he got married with Hagar and he got a son, Panganay Ismail. Then Allah commanded to Prophet Abraham to bring his wife Hagar and bring his son Ismail to Mecca, to leave them there. He left them there in Mecca, no water, no house, no tree. And he is about to leave, then his wife asked, why you leave us here? 3 times she asked. He did not answer. Then the wife asked, is this a command of Allah that you leave us here? And then he prayed to Allah to protect them, to give them the fruits. And then his wife said, then you can go, Allah will take care of us. She eat the dates, she drink the water, and she give milk to the baby. After some days, no water, no dates, and no milk. She have no milk anymore. And then she started to run between the Safa and Marwa to look for the water. And on 7th round, when she was on the mountain of Marwa, she saw the child feet has the water coming out. Because angel came and he hit the wing and then the water comes out. And this water is still coming out from the Zamzam, the well of Zamzam, millions of liters every day in Makkah. And it is a cure for diseases and it is a nutritious water. And until the day of judgment, this water will not finish. It's a miracles water from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After some time, there is a tribe came from Yemen, Bani Juram, and they wanted to live there because of the water. And they asked the permission for Hagar, that can we live here? Then she said, you can live here, but you have no right upon this water. Our family owns this water. And they agreed. And then Prophet Ismail, he grew up with them, and in Arabic, and he married there, in the Bani Juram, and from his generation, the Prophet Muhammad was born. So Prophet Muhammad, he is also among the children of Ibrahim. And from the Sarah, who was living in Palestine, the another holy land, where the born the son Yaqub, and from Yaqub the son born the 12. The Yehuda, Lawi, Yusuf, Binyamin, 12 children. And from these 12 children was the Bani Israel. And from that Bani Israel, the Prophet Jesus was born. So Prophet Jesus was Bani Israel, but also Bani Ibrahim. And Prophet Muhammad was Bani Ismail, and also Bani Ibrahim. Prophet Muhammad and Prophet Jesus, so they are like cousins. Prophet Jesus and Prophet Muhammad. When the Prophet Ismail grew big, then Allah commanded to Prophet Abraham to go and sacrifice your son. So he came, he wanted to sacrifice. He asked his son that Allah command me to slaughter you, to sacrifice you. So what you say about it? You do it what Allah commanded you do, and you will find me among those who are patient. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he's going there, the shaitan tried to tempt him. Then he threw the stones, which we are also practicing in the Hajj. He was about to sacrifice, and Allah commanded the knife not to sacrifice, not to slaughter. Then Allah sent the sheep, and which I already said earlier, that is our tradition.
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment.